Eggs are a nutritious food, but did you know that cooking them improperly can turn them into a health hazard? Discover the common mistakes that can make eggs no longer the healthy meal you thought they were. Mistake 1. Cooking eggs too much. Overcooking eggs is one of the common mistakes many people make, and it can significantly affect the nutritional quality of the eggs. Eggs are a source of complete protein, essential amino acids, vitamin A, B12, D, and many minerals such as iron and selenium. However, when eggs are cooked at too high a temperature or for too long, these valuable nutrients can be destroyed or transformed into harmful compounds. When eggs are overcooked, whether fried, boiled, or scrambled at high temperatures, the oxidation process begins. Oxidation is a chemical reaction that occurs when the molecules in the egg react with oxygen in the air, changing the chemical structure of the fats and proteins in the egg. Cholesterol in the egg yolk is particularly susceptible to oxidation when exposed to high temperatures. Oxidized cholesterol can create compounds that cause inflammation in the body, and this is one of the key factors contributing to heart disease, arteriosclerosis, and high blood pressure. One noticeable phenomenon when eggs are overcooked is the sulfur smell. This happens because sulfur in the egg whites reacts with iron in the yolk to form iron sulfide. While this odor is not an immediate health threat, it is a sign that the egg has been damaged nutritionally. Vitamins and minerals like vitamin B12 and folic acid, which are vital for the nervous system and red blood cell production, can be significantly reduced when eggs are overcooked. Similarly, antioxidants like lutein and zeaxanthin, which are very beneficial for eye health, are also degraded when eggs are cooked at high temperatures. Moreover, a long-term harm of overcooking eggs is the formation of compounds that may cause cancer, such as acrylamide. Although acrylamide primarily forms in starchy foods when they are fried or baked at very high temperatures, eggs that are fried too much can also produce small amounts of this compound. Acrylamide has been shown to have cancer-causing potential in animal studies, and prolonged consumption can affect human health. Regularly eating overcooked eggs can have a long-term negative impact on health, especially for the elderly. As we age, our ability to fight inflammation and oxidative diseases significantly decreases. Older adults are particularly susceptible to heart disease, arteriosclerosis, and high blood pressure, and consuming foods that contain inflammatory compounds such as oxidized cholesterol can exacerbate these conditions. Furthermore, overcooking eggs also makes them less appetizing and less appealing. A smooth, soft-boiled egg with an intact yolk not only provides a nutritious meal, but also has high culinary value. In contrast, eggs cooked too long become dry, tough, and unappealing in color, diminishing not only their nutritional value, but also their gastronomic appeal. So, how can we cook eggs properly to retain as many nutrients as possible? One of the best methods is to cook eggs at low temperatures and avoid cooking them for too long. You can try soft-boiling eggs or boiling them for 6 to 7 minutes to keep the yolk slightly runny while still soft. If frying eggs, reduce the heat and fry them for just a few minutes until the eggs are just cooked, avoiding letting them turn brown. Mistake 2. Eating raw or undercooked eggs. A widespread belief is that consuming raw or undercooked eggs can help the body absorb nutrients more efficiently, thereby enhancing overall health. While it's true that eggs are packed with essential proteins, vitamins, and minerals that are crucial for the body's well-being, eating raw or undercooked eggs presents significant health risks that are often overlooked. These risks become even more apparent when we consider the potential for bacterial contamination, particularly from Salmonella, a pathogen commonly found in raw eggs. Raw eggs, if not handled correctly or stored properly, can serve as an ideal breeding ground for Salmonella. This bacterium can lead to foodborne illnesses, causing symptoms like fever, diarrhea, stomach cramps, nausea, vomiting, and even dehydration, which can be particularly severe in some cases. While most healthy adults can recover from food poisoning with proper care, the symptoms can be more debilitating for certain groups of people, such as the elderly, pregnant women, and those with weakened immune systems. For older adults, the risks associated with consuming raw eggs are even more concerning. As people age, their immune systems naturally become less effective at fighting off infections. What might be a mild case of food poisoning for a younger, healthier person could escalate into a more severe health condition for an older individual. The compromised immune system of the elderly makes them more vulnerable to bacterial infections like Salmonella, and a relatively mild illness could lead to hospitalization, longer recovery times, and potential complications. In some cases, such infections can be life-threatening. One might argue that the risk of Salmonella contamination in eggs is relatively low, but it's important to note that this risk is never zero. Eggs are often used in various dishes, such as homemade mayonnaise, raw cookie dough, or soft-boiled eggs, many of which are not made with pasteurized eggs or eggs that have been sanitized. If you cannot verify the cleanliness and safety of the eggs, there is always a level of risk involved. Furthermore, even eggs from seemingly reputable sources can sometimes be contaminated. Without following proper food safety guidelines, the likelihood of bacterial exposure increases significantly. Although the health benefits of eggs are undeniable, it is crucial to prioritize food safety, especially for those at higher risk, such as older adults. To mitigate the dangers associated with eating raw or undercooked eggs, it is best to cook them thoroughly. Hard-boiled or fully cooked fried eggs not only eliminate the risk of foodborne illnesses, but also preserve the majority of the egg's nutritional value. By ensuring that eggs are cooked properly, you can enjoy all their benefits without worrying about harmful bacteria. I used to regularly enjoy soft-boiled eggs, but after learning about the potential health risks, I now realize that it's actually a harmful habit. I will certainly stop consuming raw or undercooked eggs from now on, and make sure to cook them thoroughly to protect my health and well-being. Oh, I often eat soft-boiled eggs, but now I realize it is actually harmful to health. I will definitely stop this bad habit right away. Mistake 3. Storing cooked eggs improperly. When it comes to food safety, many individuals tend to overlook how to properly store eggs after they have been cooked. Although this might seem like a minor detail, improper storage can significantly increase the risk of foodborne illnesses, turning a seemingly nutritious meal into a breeding ground for harmful bacteria. One of the most common errors people make is leaving cooked eggs at room temperature for extended periods, which creates the perfect environment for bacterial growth. Bacteria, particularly pathogens like Salmonella and Escherichia coli, E. coli, thrive in warm temperatures, and eggs are particularly susceptible to contamination if they are not stored correctly. The danger zone for bacterial growth is between 40 to 140 degrees, roughly 4 to 60 degrees. In this temperature range, bacteria can multiply rapidly, and within just a few hours, the risk of food poisoning becomes significant. If cooked eggs are left out at room temperature for too long, they can quickly become unsafe to consume. To safeguard your health and ensure that cooked eggs remain safe to eat, the best practice is to store them in the refrigerator immediately after they have cooled. Refrigeration slows the growth of bacteria, allowing you to preserve the eggs for a longer period while minimizing the risk of contamination. However, it's important to remember that refrigeration alone is not enough if eggs are not stored properly. Cooked eggs should be placed in airtight containers or wrapped securely to avoid contamination from other foods in the fridge. Cross-contamination can occur when eggs come into contact with raw meats or other uncooked items, increasing the potential for harmful bacteria to spread. While refrigeration extends the shelf life of cooked eggs, it's crucial to follow specific guidelines regarding how long eggs should be kept in the fridge. For example, hard-boiled eggs should ideally be consumed within a week of cooking. On the other hand, scrambled or fried eggs should be eaten within 3 to 4 days for optimal freshness and food safety. Beyond these timeframes, eggs may begin to lose their quality and freshness, and the likelihood of bacterial contamination rises. It's important to note that consuming eggs that have been stored for too long not only poses a health risk, but can also result in a less enjoyable eating experience. Furthermore, when storing cooked eggs, it is essential to ensure that they do not come into contact with raw or uncooked foods in the refrigerator. This prevents cross-contamination and reduces the chances of harmful bacteria being transferred from one food item to another. Keeping eggs in a separate clean container or on a dedicated shelf can further minimize this risk. Proper egg storage is not only essential for protecting your health, but also plays a vital role in preserving the nutritional value of eggs. Eggs are a rich source of protein, vitamins, and minerals, but improper storage can degrade these nutrients over time. By ensuring that eggs are kept in the refrigerator and consumed within the recommended time frame, you can maintain both the safety and the nutritional benefits of the eggs. Mistake 4. Using expired or spoiled eggs. One often overlooked yet significant health risk comes from using eggs that have expired, been improperly stored, or have cracked shells. While eggs may appear to be perfectly normal on the outside with no visible signs of spoilage, consuming eggs that are past their expiration date or have damaged shells increases the likelihood of contamination from harmful bacteria, especially Salmonella. This bacterium can cause serious digestive issues, including food poisoning, leading to symptoms like vomiting, diarrhea, fever, and abdominal cramps. The consequences of consuming contaminated eggs are particularly concerning for vulnerable groups, such as older adults or individuals with weakened immune systems. In these cases, the body's ability to fight off infections is compromised, making recovery more difficult, and in severe cases, hospitalization may be required. Expired and cracked eggs, a serious health risk. Even though the eggs may appear intact externally, the presence of an expired date or a crack in the shell significantly raises the chances of bacterial contamination. Eggs that are past their expiration date are no longer guaranteed to be safe to eat, even if they look and smell fine. Salmonella can grow in eggs that are stored improperly or for too long, and the risk is especially high in eggs with cracks. When the shell is compromised, it allows bacteria to enter the egg more easily. These pathogens can infiltrate the egg white and yolk, making it dangerous to consume. In the case of older adults whose immune systems are less capable of fighting infections, consuming these contaminated eggs can lead to serious health complications. What might be a mild illness for a younger, healthier individual could turn into a major health issue for someone older, leading to prolonged recovery or even life-threatening situations. Cracked eggs and the bacterial threat. Cracked eggs are particularly risky due to the damage they cause to the shell's natural protective barrier. The eggshell serves as a first line of defense against external contaminants, but once it's broken, bacteria can easily infiltrate the egg, increasing the risk of infection. This problem is compounded by the fact that eggs are often stored in refrigeration, where they may be exposed to fluctuating temperatures. Bacteria, once introduced into the egg, can multiply rapidly, especially if the egg is left out at room temperature or stored improperly. For older adults or individuals with compromised immune systems, a bacterial infection from a spoiled egg can quickly escalate into a more severe condition, causing complications such as sepsis or requiring hospitalization for intravenous antibiotics or other medical interventions. The water test, an easy way to check egg freshness. A simple and effective method to check the freshness of eggs is to use the water test. This test is not only quick, but can also save you from unknowingly consuming spoiled eggs. To perform the test, place the egg in a bowl of cold water. If the egg sinks and lies flat at the bottom, it's fresh and safe to consume. A standing egg, one that is upright but still at the bottom of the bowl, indicates that the egg is near its expiration and should be used soon. However, if the egg floats to the surface, it is no longer good and should be discarded immediately. This method works because as eggs age, the air cell inside the egg increases in size, causing it to float when placed in water. The importance of proper storage to prevent spoilage. Proper storage is another key factor in preventing eggs from spoiling. Eggs should always be stored in the refrigerator to minimize the risk of bacterial contamination. Keeping eggs at room temperature for too long encourages bacterial growth, especially when the eggs are cracked or nearing their expiration date. It's also essential to ensure that eggs are stored in their original carton to prevent them from absorbing strong odors or flavors from other foods in the fridge. Keeping eggs in the coldest part of the fridge, usually towards the back, ensures that they remain at a consistent temperature, which helps maintain their freshness for a longer period. Mistake 5. Combining eggs with unhealthy cooking oils. One of the common mistakes when preparing eggs is using unsuitable cooking oils, which can significantly impact health. While eggs already provide a wealth of valuable nutrients such as high-quality protein, essential amino acids, vitamins, and minerals, the way you cook the eggs can reduce their nutritional value or even harm the body. Specifically, the oil you choose to cook eggs with can make a stark difference between a nutritious meal and one that could contribute to inflammation and long-term health issues. When cooking eggs, many people use common oils like margarine, processed vegetable oil, soybean oil, corn oil, or canola oil. However, most of these oils are refined and can break down when heated to high temperatures, producing harmful compounds, including oxidized compounds and trans fats. These compounds not only harm the body, but also contribute to chronic inflammation, a key risk factor for cardiovascular diseases, stroke, and blood pressure issues. Trans fats, found in processed oils, have been shown to have a negative impact on the cardiovascular system. These fats raise levels of bad cholesterol, LDL, in the blood while lowering levels of good cholesterol, HDL, thereby increasing the risk of arteriosclerosis and heart problems. The consumption of trans fats can also cause insulin resistance, raising the risk of type 2 diabetes. Particularly for older adults, these effects become more severe as heart health and brain function decline. Additionally, using refined oil, especially when frying eggs at high temperatures, leads to the formation of harmful compounds such as aldehydes. These compounds can cause cell damage and have been linked to cancer risk. Studies have shown that aldehydes can harm DNA, and the long-term accumulation of these compounds in the body can lead to cancer. Therefore, cooking eggs with unhealthy oils not only reduces their nutritional value, but also harms your health. Furthermore, when cooking eggs, choosing oils with high stability at high temperatures is crucial. Extra virgin olive oil, coconut oil, and avocado oil are excellent choices because they contain monounsaturated fats that help reduce inflammation and support heart health. Studies have shown that extra virgin olive oil not only helps lower bad cholesterol, but also improves inflammation in the body. Coconut oil, though high in saturated fats, contains a fatty acid called lauric acid, which has antibacterial and anti-inflammatory properties that support the immune system. Avocado oil, with its polyunsaturated fats and vitamin E content, is an ideal choice to reduce the risk of heart disease and improve overall health. Thus, combining eggs with unhealthy cooking oils can not only reduce their nutritional value, but also contribute to serious health problems in the future. To optimize the nutritional benefits and protect your health, it's best to choose high-quality, unrefined oils that do not produce harmful compounds when cooking. The right choice of oil when preparing eggs will help you maximize the nutrients from the eggs and protect your body from potential dangers. Now that we've explored these 5 mistakes, let's take a moment to think about how you prepare and eat eggs. While eggs are one of the most nutritious foods available, small changes in how they are cooked, stored, and handled can make the difference between supporting your health and inadvertently harming your body. The good news is that avoiding these mistakes is quite simple, and once you do, you'll be able to enjoy eggs in a way that truly benefits your body. Be sure to subscribe to the Elder Stories channel for more health tips.